$100,000 a year can't buy a home anymore. How long will the home crisis last? This interesting video from CNBC will give you a quick insight on what's on the horizon for the housing market. Now let's get to it.
If you are a potential buyer, maybe seller out there, the state of the housing market is a little bit baffling and could be frustrating. According to data out today, newly built homes are on the rebound, reaching their highest level since September of last year. But that's newly built homes. This data comes as buying a home, though, is getting costlier. According to one new study, you must now make at least $120,000 a year to afford a median-priced home in the United States. But wait, there's more. According to Redfin, nearly 40% of homeowners would not be able to afford their current home if they had to buy it today. Now, if you lived there 20 years, totally get that. But, recently, that's a little bit weird. So is the dream, the American dream of owning a home, getting further out of reach? Joining us now is chairman and co-founder of RE/MAX, Dave Liniger, who came in from Denver. We appreciate it, Dave. Thanks for joining us. Can you give us some good news on the housing market? Because even successful couples are looking at homes and going, we do well and we can't afford anything.
I think the only good news is we're getting closer and closer to the end of this cycle to where it's going to turn around.
Okay, what is the cycle?
Well, the cycle is extremely high interest rates versus the 2.5% to 5% that we went through for almost 15 years. Naturally, 50 years in RE/MAX, the average interest rate 7.78%.
Yeah.
As high as 17% in 1980.
But homes were a lot cheaper then, too.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so everyone says, well, I used to pay 14%. But it's like, yeah, but you paid $48,000 for your home.
That's right. So right now, the market is hurt because there's more demand than there is supply. People that have 2.5%, 5% mortgages, 60% of the people who have mortgages are in that range. They won't move up and pay the 7% that's required today.
Yeah, and that's it. You're almost the business term golden handcuffs, right? Like you don't like your job, but you make too much to leave it. That's kind of where we are in real estate.
Exactly.
Right. You want to move, but you're like, well, you know what? I can't. I don't want to pay 7.5% on a new mortgage.
That will change. Right now, there's about 4 million resales a year. It should be closer to 6 to 7 million. If the interest rates start coming back down, people will start understanding a normal interest rate is 5.5%, 6%. And when that happens, I think you'll see a lot of people sell.
I have a number of friends and family members, some of whom are watching right now, hello, that are real estate agents. And they're all kind of freaked out about this change, this do you need a buyer's agent? What's going to happen to commissions? You've been doing this half a century, Dave.
Yes.
Co-founded RE/MAX, one of, if not the biggest real estate agency firms. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
You paid a lot of mortgages yourself for your employees and put a lot of food on the table. Can you give them some words of comfort?
It seems chaotic in this market, but we've always been a cyclical business. And if you look at the oil embargoes, you look at 17% interest rates, you look at 2007 financial crisis, realtors learn to adapt, change their sales, and continue to succeed.
Are buyer's agents going away?
I think it's going to be a lot of pressure on buyer agents. We've had dual agency for 50, 60, 70 years. The buyer agency came about to thinking the buyer should have their own representative. NAR set it up to where the seller paid the commission and the seller's agent shared the commission. Okay, that's changing now. They've decided that does not work. And so the buyer agent is going to have to justify themselves.
So to sum everything up, inventory will slightly increase and prices will drop a little, but the major unlock of inventory on the market will not happen until interest rates drop. That's when we will see a major decline. I also have another article to review with you guys. If I am providing value to you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's going to really help me out a lot. Now let's get to it. This couple in Melbourne, Florida thought their condo was going to sell quickly, but after being in the market for a while, they decided to do a steep price cut in order to find a buyer. Originally, they had it listed at $294. They had to sell it for $275. And they said they wish they had sold it 2 years ago. So there's definitely some price decline going on in the market because things are too expensive. Interest rate is extremely high at the moment, and the average American simply can't afford a home. And even if you're making $100,000 a year, you can't really afford a decent home with that, or the average home. So things are really getting hard for the average American. So let's scroll down to the limited supply chart. As you can see, Denver and San Francisco in the West, some increase in inventory versus April pre-pandemic. And go down to the south, you see Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and Tampa, Florida, having some form of increase in inventory. And then Orlando, Florida, is on the edge, right? So is on the fence right now, trying to pick a side, but definitely will go to the right end, side. And the Midwest is still kind of low inventory, and in the Northeast, low inventory. But pretty much we can see the cycle changing where more inventory is coming to the market, where people are tired, they're sitting, they want to sell their home, people want to buy a home, and people want to move, people want to buy different homes and move to different states and etc. But a lot of people have been staying put in a home that they don't want to be in. So we'll see how that looks. People don't want to change their their 7%, their 3% mortgage rate for a 10% mortgage rate. So there's a lot of decisions to be made. But people are tired. And things have been pretty locked for a while. So we'll see how this plays out. And if we scroll down a little bit, as we can see, some experts are saying, hey, we're starting to see a buyer's market coming along. And if we scroll down a little bit, we can see the Dallas area, guys. The Texas is having a huge change and more inventory. Houston is right behind it, Miami, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Boston. So some inventory is coming to the market, which can and will affect the prices, but we're still standing on that. The real decline or rapid decline will come once interest rates are lowered, which will unload a ton of inventory of people who want to switch out of their homes. Go down a little bit, you see Ben here, been trying to sell his home in Austin. He's done 16 price cuts, and still haven't sold his home. As you can see, listing, he has a 6-bedroom house in San Antonio. 16 times, he had to put the price down. And some people actually reach out to him asking him if he's willing to do a seller finance mortgage, which he's not too comfortable doing. But a lot of people are trying to find loopholes around it to afford a home, but it's extremely difficult for him, which definitely signal that a decline is coming. Homes are being on the market for a longer period of time, and it's not being sold as easy as it used to be. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I will do my best to continue to bring you guys quality value videos regarding the housing market and the stock market and the economic trends. Thank you.